Yeah, going back about 30 years, um, I used to, as I've said before, I was what was known as a drummer, drum and bass for place. It's like when you call someone a drummer, I don't mean like playing the drums. I mean, I was a burglar, sadly, and I'm not proud of that, and have been arrested for it and convicted of that many times. But like I say, about 30 years ago, I used to walk around Sutton and Mitcham, Carshalton, all those areas with carrier bags full of gold, like carrier bags full of 9 carat and 18 carat gold, but sadly, it wasn't mine. And back then, if I was caught with stuff like that, I would try and take a lesser charge of handling stolen goods, rather than getting convicted of a burglary, because burglary is a serious, serious offence, and it destroys people's lives, so nothing to be proud of, yeah. So I was thinking about that because when I used to have all this gold, I used to take it to various places, sometimes jewellery shops, but I'm not going to mention the shops where I used to go, around Tooting, Amen Corner, that sort of area. But I also used to sell privately to a friend of mine back then, was little Mickey McGrath, who sadly is dead because, and he was only a little guy, but proper fierce, he knew the craze and all that. When I first met him, he just come out from a big sentence. I think he was doing an 8, and he was hanging around with Tony Blighty, who had just done a 7 for cutting someone up down the circle there, and they were really nice guys. I got on with them really well, and like I say, Mickey used to give me a good price for the tomfoolery, the jewellery, as I call it, and he used to give me a better price um, back then than what the jewellery shops were paying for scrap, Uh, and I used to get some nice stuff. When I first met Mickey, he'd just come out of prison and he'd been away for years. And, he had a diamond encrusted gold Rolex watch. He really looked the part. But sadly, um, he died. Something to do with these young triads. They broke into his house and stabbed him to death. Sadly, and. But I do know for a fact he would have gone out fighting and that, and yeah. And one of the guys that used to drive around with him and hang around with him was old man Allen, and he passed away sadly. He was under a car, doing some mechanics under a car outside his house, and the car came off the axle stands and killed him. Another good guy. I remember sometimes I used to go up to the Angel in North London with old man Allen to sell my Tom and that, and I used to collect loads of silver as well, because the silver's like worth so much less than gold. I used to just not take it in, because it was just pennies per gram back then, and I used to have carrier bags full of silver, and I remember I used to give it away, I remember Alan saying to me, do you want that silver there? And I said, no, go on mate, have it, but I wouldn't do that with the gold and stuff, but like I say, it's nothing to brag about, because none of it was mine, it was all stolen, sometimes I'd even wear this jewellery, for a bit, you know, showing off and all that, and then when I got a bit skint, sell it back on, and all that sort of stuff. But like I say, nothing to be proud of, horrible crime that destroys lives, and like I say, I have been convicted of it a few times, and I have done my time, and I would never do anything like that again, and like I say, when I started crime, I sort of graduated up to that, I remember one of my mates, Alex, getting nicked by Sutton police, and they was asking about me, and they were saying to him that what's he up to, what's he doing, and apparently Alex said that he said to him, as far as I know, he does a bit of shoplifting and that, and they said back to him, well, shoplifting's not paying the bills anymore, he's moved up to burglary now, so yeah, funny old life it was then, but yeah, like I say, not proud of it, so that's why I don't really do many videos about that sort of stuff, because it's not really anything to glamorise. Like I say, all the gold that I used to have now would be worth hundreds of thousands, basically, you know, a lot, you know, and yeah, so just a quick one there, you know, just a quick video really, just want to say hi to everyone, and have a really good weekend, guys, and I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks a lot, cheers.